County, the northern part of Garrett County, and Jessamine County until 1:30 a.m. You've got the squall line that's moving through. There's quite a bit of heavy rain, some strong winds. Winds are up around maybe, say, 45, 50 miles per hour. Possibility even of a tornado, a brief spin-up tornado. So we've been talking about being in the severe or the tornado watch that's in effect until 6 a.m. So a possible brief spin-up tornado, of course, could be the case. So we got some strong winds, obviously associated with this, very heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. So we're watching as at least a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings taking effect now and moving into our neck of the woods. Quite a bit of lightning, very heavy rain on the southern portion of this line. The northern portion, of course, taking over up around maybe just north of Lexington, pressing into Scott County right now. Very heavy rain, but that is not warned. Again, we're watching this line right here that's moving into just around the Nicholasville area, in between Nicholasville and Danville. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can kind of see the areas that will be impacted. Again, this is going to include the Harrodsburg area, just south of the Nicholasville area, just north of Danville, and extends all the way out toward Richmond, right along I-75. So if you are in these areas, you do need to be in your safe space right now. Again, tornado watch is in place. They've gone ahead and issued the severe thunderstorm warning and calling it tornado possible. So again, we have the possibility of at least a brief spin-up tornado. Right now, Fayette County is in the clear as far as nothing is severe right now. No severe thunderstorm warning, but we are watching as some very heavy rain starts to move into a portion of western Fayette County. That's going to extend on up towards, say, the Scott County area as well. So again, keeping an eye on all of this. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see and move on down toward southern Kentucky. The line kind of extends, presses into the Casey County area, just east of Campbellsville, and again, your second severe thunderstorm warning that's also in effect until 1:30 a.m. So at least another 45 minutes to go on this, as it's 12:50 a.m. So again, Russell County, that's in our neck of the woods. You are included in that second severe thunderstorm warning until 1 a.m. Remember, very strong wind gusts in these cells. You could have torrential rain, possibility of brief spin-up tornadoes could be the case. So do stay very weather aware. And of course, if we continue to see this line progressing over to the east, then extend some of these severe thunderstorm warnings, or we see more added, we will, of course, let you know. But again, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, one for central Kentucky, which includes Madison, Garrett, and Jessamine County until 1:30 a.m. And then your second one in southern Kentucky, which does include Russell County in our area, also until 1:30 a.m. Stay here on LEX-18. Bill is also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube right now, so you can check in on that and make sure that you are up to date and have a safe space. Of course, now go ahead and plan ahead and have that in your mind. That way, should some more, okay, now we have another severe thunderstorm warning. So we're starting to get into more of these that are becoming a little bit more kind of grouping the counties together, because they are anticipating the line moving very quickly over to the east, so now they are extending them. So now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one is for Pulaski County, Wayne County, McCreary County, the western part of Whitley County, and Laurel County, and that one is going to go until 1:45 a.m. Let me get rid of some of this, clean it up a little bit. Let's zoom out. Again, you still have the one that I just mentioned until 1:30 a.m. That's going to be for central Kentucky. But this strong line right here, a lot of heavy rain, strong winds a possibility, brief spin-up tornado also a possibility. They're not going with tornado warnings, but they are calling these severe thunderstorm warnings with tornado possible. Again, we're not talking about long track tornadoes at this time of night, but the possibility of some rotation in these storms and a brief spin-up tornado again is there. So multiple counties included in this particular severe thunderstorm warning. That will go until 1:45 a.m. and includes everything around Somerset and south. Also pushes over into the Laurel County area as well. So again, two severe thunderstorm warnings in place. the one that's for central Kentucky, just south of Lexington, which includes Madison County, Garrett County, and a portion of Jessamine County. And then you have the one down to the south. So we'll hop off of here for now. Stay weather aware. Again, Bill's still streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, and so you can check that out. And should we have any more severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings, we will, of course, break in and let you know.
Sliding down the slide, I definitely was not expecting anything like that in my backyard.
We've been tracking. Again, this is a strong line that we've been talking about. So again, we have the severe thunderstorm warning, and then within that, the tornado warning that is in effect again until 2:45 a.m. So another 15 minutes to go on this. Let's go back to, let's look at Max Track. Let's look at a live sweep here of Max Track. Again, very heavy rain that's moving into the southeastern portion of Whitley County right now. Let's look at velocity. Let's go back to the Jackson site. Let's look at velocity. Storm relative velocity. There might be just a touch here of rotation in the southern part of Knox County, but I am not seeing any rotation right now. If we are, we're going to be looking right around the far southeastern portion of Whitley County, and kind of getting a little far away from the radar, from the Jackson radar at this point too. So that might be why we're not seeing a lot of velocities, a lot of twisting or spinning. Let's look at shear rate to see if we can see anything with shear swath or shear rate. Okay, there is a little bit of twisting in the atmosphere going on right now, so we're going to keep an eye on the shear rate. A lot of that's going to be centered, again, just south of the Williamsburg area. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit more, kind of get closer to some of the smaller towns. Mountain Ash, Red Ash, Dixie, Carpenter. If you are in the severe thunderstorm warning and definitely the tornado warning, you need to be in your safe space right now. Again, you want to get to the lowest level of your house. If you have a basement, you definitely want to be in the basement. You want to close the interior doors of your house and then get to the lowest level, get to the center of the house, and of course away from windows and doors. Let's go back to look at velocity, storm relative velocity. To me, I'm seeing a little bit more in the way of rotation down into Tennessee, but just not a whole lot going on right now. Again, tornado warning. This is in effect for Whitley County, western Bell County, and the far southern corner there of Knox County. Let's zoom back out a little bit so you can kind of see the bigger picture. We have a large line of severe storms, of course, that's been heading on through the area. I'm going to go back to radar right now. This is the Jackson radar, and you can see even the severe thunderstorm warning has fallen off for a chunk there of eastern Kentucky. It was a little bit north of the area. Still have the one severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for until 2:45, so still another about 15 minutes to go on that. And that's from Clay County and runs down through Knox County and includes Whitley County and a portion there of Bell County. But what we're focusing on right now is the tornado warning that is in place right now for areas just south of Williamsburg. It is Whitley County. A lot of heavy rain right now. If I turn back on the lightning, of course, you'll be able to see that. A lot of lightning. This is probably going to have some possibility, maybe even straight line winds. Winds probably in excess of 50 miles per hour. A lot of these storms have produced wind gusts up around 45 and 50 miles per hour. And the storm itself is going to be moving toward the east around 45 miles per hour. So again, we've been watching these storms all day today. Now we're pushing into the wee hours of your Monday morning, your Memorial Day morning, 2:45. So we still have another 10-15 minutes to go on this. And again, there is just, I'm not seeing anything as far as the velocities are concerned. Again, once you move kind of away from the radar, and that's going to be in the Jackson area. That's going to be all the way up toward Breathitt County. You start to lose some of that twisting, but there has been a little bit in the way of shear. We go back to shear rate here, and again, you can see there could be a little bit of twisting in the atmosphere. So we're going to kind of focus in on some of the, again, the smaller towns. Red Ash, Mountain Ash, Dixie, Frakes, that's going to be pushing on over into Bell County. If you live in southern Whitley County, you do need to be in your safe space right now. This is going to be along I-75. See if we can get some more roads in here. Gatliff is one of the areas. Saxton, Fairview, Lott, Red Ash, Mountain Ash, Pleasant View, Packard, all of these areas. It looks as though maybe the worst of it's probably pushing into the center of the polygon right now. If we go back and take a look at radar, you can see that. Let me go back over to Max Track. So this storm is probably moving at a pretty quick pace, 45, 50 miles per hour over to the east. The severe thunderstorm warning, of course, kind of encompasses the same area that the tornado warning is involved, but the tornado warning is just in the southern half of Whitley County. Bain, are we seeing any kind of reports or anything from the National Weather Service?
Nothing quite yet.
Nothing yet. Okay, so again, tornado warning is in effect right now. It is 2:35 a.m. and the warning is set to expire around 2:45, so about another 10 minutes to go. Let's take a look again at velocity. Again, earlier just weren't showing anything. Let's go back toward the Jackson radar. Severe storm relative velocity, that kind of shows us where the twisting is in regards to the movement of the storm. Again, what we're looking for right now is where you always hear us talking about. The red is the movement away from radar, which the radar is going to be up to the north. And you're going to want to see, if there's any rotation, you're going to see some green showing up somewhere right in here. And again, with each kind of pass of the radar spin, we're just not seeing, there's a little bit of gray showing up, but this is going to be some broad rotation. This is not going to be anything that's that is really tight in the way of rotation. So we're hoping that this is not a serious situation, but again, as long as the tornado warning is in effect, of course, we're going to stay on air. Again, as we look out, you can see a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings around the tornado warning. One of those extends all the way up into Clay County, clips there, the far southeastern corner of Laurel County, and then you have another one that's down into Tennessee. So again, a lot of lightning. You are likely hearing a lot of wind with this system, and then of course you're seeing a lot of rain too. Let's go back and look at radar. Again, this is the Jackson radar, which shows a lot of heavy rain falling. The Gatliff area, Carpenter, pressing on over into Bell County, Fondy, Frakes area, and then you've got a lot of lightning that's stretching on down into Tennessee as well. So again, tornado warning in effect. This includes southern Whitley County, southern Knox County, and western Bell County until 2:45 a.m. Again, not seeing anything as far as the storm relative velocity is concerned, other than maybe a broad rotation. Again, we'd want to see a little bit more in the way of some brighter green. You get kind of to the middle here, and that's where we're starting to see the gray, but this is not going to be a tight couplet or tight rotation, which is good news. Tornado warning, of course, in effect. And now the worst of it, I believe, is going to be pressing on over into Bell County, as the storm is probably moving around 45 to 50 miles per hour. As far as winds are concerned, we've been looking at this entire line, the squall line that's been moving through, and every now and again you'd have maybe a little bit of a bowing segment, which really kind of forces those winds up around 45, 50 miles per hour. We had some wind gusts up around that. We had some damage from the same storm system that was just over to the west in Wayne County about an hour and a half ago. So again, we were pretty lucky to not have tornado warnings for tonight. Had a couple earlier today. We also had a tornado warning and a tornado that touched down near Corbin, Kentucky today. So there's going to be storm surveys conducted tomorrow to see what kind of damage the storm did. But again, tornado warning still in effect for about another 5 minutes, 2:45 a.m. It does include Bell County, southern Knox County, and Whitley County. It's kind of come off a little bit just under Williamsburg, and now it is just including the far southeastern corner of Whitley County, and again the far southern portion of Knox County, just south of the Barberville area, southeast of Williamsburg. Let's zoom back in. Let's turn back on radar since I'm not seeing anything as far as tight rotation is concerned. Again, torrential rain with this system. You're probably experiencing some strong winds right now. I'm going to try to zoom back in, show you some of the areas, the towns that are being impacted. Carpenter, Goins, Frake, Fondy is included in there as well. Actually, Fondy is on down toward the southern part of Bell County. Got some torrential rain right now falling right just north of the Kentucky and the Tennessee line. And most of this is going to be east of I-75. Tornado warning again in effect until 2:45 a.m. We zoom back out. Again, you still have the severe thunderstorm warning that is around the tornado warning. The National Weather Service in Jackson must have just seen a little, at least a area where there could be some rotation. And so I'm not saying that there is nothing, but is definitely not looking like it is a strong rotation or a strong couplet. Again, you can kind of, if we zoom back in, you can kind of see right around Frakes. If there would be anything, it would be right around the Frakes area. A lot of lightning with this system. You're probably hearing some really loud rumbles of thunder right now in southern and southeastern Whitley County. Again, so about another 5 minutes to go on this storm system. If we zoom all the way out, let's go back over and take a look at radar. Still some extremely heavy rain right now. A lot of lightning. Ton of lightning falling again, striking right now just south of the Williamsburg area, right along the Kentucky and the Tennessee border. Okay, that tornado warning, it looks like it has been now extended on out toward the Pineville area, so on over toward Bell County. So must be some still some rotation around. Let me go back and look at the shear rate. Again, it looks like there is some twisting in the atmosphere right now. Anywhere you see the green, it at least shows up as some weak shear or weak twisting of the atmosphere. That's where you're going to have the most likelihood to produce a quick spin-up tornado. Again, as you heard Bill talking a little bit earlier, these are not going to be long track tornadoes. In fact, most of this evening into the night, we have been fortunate to not have tornado warnings kind of pop up, and very little in the way of rotation with any of the storms. The main threat has been straight line winds and just downright damaging winds, and then of course the possibility of some twisting or some rotation within these storms and within this main line that's been moving through. So again, any of these areas where you start to see the green spots popping up, I would be more concerned if these were on the red side or yellow, meaning extreme side. And we were talking about, again, the storm relative velocity. Let's take a look at that again. As it's pushing on over, they have extended the tornado warning on out to Bell County and extended that till 3 a.m. So about another 20 minutes to go on that. However, the one that's back and including our neck of the woods, Whitley County, as well as far southern Knox County, and then the western part of Bell County is included in the tornado warning that will be expiring here in the next couple of minutes.
And Emily, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Bell, Clay, Harlan, Knox, a big one.
Okay, so another really large polygon area. Let's go back to radar. This is the Jackson radar. So obviously a lot of action going on. We had some of those stronger storms pressing through. Most of those are now moving out of southeastern Kentucky and will be moving on into West Virginia in the next few minutes. What we have back over to the west is just kind of your general thunderstorms or your stratiform rain. Nothing severe with those, but what we are focusing on right now is southeastern Kentucky, obviously seeing the bulk of the, taking the brunt of the action right now. Extremely heavy rain running from just west of Perry County down through Leslie County, a chunk of Clay County down into Knox County, including Barberville, just east of Barberville. And then, of course, you've got the 2 tornado warnings that are in place right now. I would say within the next 30 seconds to a minute, they'll probably drop off the 1 tornado warning. I think this one is still included in that 3 a.m. time frame. And now it's pushing on over into Bell County as well. Got a lot of lightning with this system. Let's go back and look at, see if there is any rotation. We were talking about shear. Let's get rid of this for a second. Okay, so they're now still on the weaker side as far as the shear is concerned. So I'm not overly concerned about the twisting in the atmosphere. Let's look at velocities again. Let's go to storm relative. Again, this is taking into consideration any rotation within the storm as the storm is moving over to the east. Again, if we see anything you'd want to see, if you're looking for rotation and you know what to look for, the red color means the winds are moving away from radar, which the radar is to the north, and the green would be moving to it. So you would have that twisting. And again, I'm just not seeing a lot of that right now. There's a little bit of green trying to show up right now, just south of the Chinook area, and that's in Bell County. Most of what is left over in Whitley County is probably not the worst of it. So as far as our particular viewing area is concerned, we're pretty much past the worst of it. Again, Bell County, you are included in that tornado warning until 3 a.m. Bell County.
Looks like they just expired.
Probably the old one. The old one. We've got meteorologist Bain Froney in here as well. Let's see, we've got so severe thunderstorm warning down into Tennessee. It looks where the worst of the lightning is, and you can see that lightning has really fallen off where the tornado warning has been. There's definitely a lot more lightning down into Tennessee, and if we zoom in here, this is what I'm talking about. A little more in the way of rotation, it looks like, down into Tennessee. But this is not where the tornado warning is. So you've got the green that's moving up toward the radar. So you've got the green moving up toward the radar. And then you've got the red that's kind of coming down. And so that right there is where your circulation is going to be, if anywhere at all. Let's take a look back again. Let me move it back up here in the actual tornado warned area. Again, most of this is pressing out of Whitley County and now mainly over into Bell County. And if we zoom all the way out, you can still see the tornado warning is within a very large area of severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to go all the way up and include the hazard area. It also includes Harlan County and a portion of Letcher County, and that's going to go for another 45 minutes or so until 3:30 a.m. So again, we've been watching this storm system. Let's go back to radar. I'm not overly concerned with rotation. I'm not saying that there's not rotation or a brief spin-up tornado could be possible within this storm. I'm just not seeing a lot of rotation. So that is boding well, of course, for you folks down in far southeastern Kentucky. What we do know, though, is that there is a lot of rain, torrential rain with this. There's been quite a bit of lightning. You can still see that just south and southeast of the Williamsburg area. If I zoom right back in, put this back up in the center of the screen, zoom on in. Again, you can see the worst of the lightning is right along the Kentucky-Tennessee border and then pressing down into Tennessee. Pineville, you are still in the polygon of the tornado warning. Far southern Knox County, you are still included in that as well. Most of Knox County, though, is included in the severe thunderstorm warning, which is going to go until 3:30 a.m. So again, if you are in Pineville, if you are in Middlesboro, if you are in Harrogate, you do need to be in your safe space right now. Again, the worst of the storm does look like it has passed Williamsburg, the Mountain Ash area, Jellicoe area. Now it's on over toward Frakes, Fondy, Pruden, Capito, Chenoweth, Ingram, and again, this is going to be on over in toward Bell County. A lot of lightning with this system. Again, most of the lightning is into Tennessee now, a lot of heavy rain, and this storm is pushing it. It's moving at a solid probably 40-45 miles per hour over to the east. So we're hoping that by the time we get to maybe 3:15 or so, most of this is going to be out of the area. Still, though, damaging winds are a possibility, though I'm not seeing the rotation there, and definitely not strong rotation. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning that goes up in Clips Hazard and includes far southeastern Kentucky. There's just not a whole lot of time left on this, maybe another 10 minutes or so, but now the worst is out of our area and has pushed into Bell County. So I'm going to give this another minute or so. Let me zoom right back in and let's see if we can see any more in the way of rotation. Again, you're getting kind of away from the Jackson radar, but that's the closest one we have. So this is radar. There's your rain. You can see that shear rate is still on the weak side. That still means that there could be some rotation, some twisting in the atmosphere. That's what we're looking for. And then storm relative velocity. Again, if you were looking for a tight rotation, you would want to see the bright green colors, or at least dark green, and the red kind of coming together. And we're not seeing that here. So at least that's good news. But you've got the boundary, kind of that leading edge of the storm, or the center of it, that is going to be the worst of the wind. Again, we could have some wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. That's going to be on the severe side. So that's why they have gone with not only the severe thunderstorm warning, but the potential for a rotating storm within this thunderstorm that is blowing through southeastern Kentucky now. Okay, let's take a look at radar one more time. Again, tornado warning in place. It is coming out of Whitley County in the next 9 minutes at 3 a.m. Hopefully that will be expiring from Whitley County, Bell County, and continuing on. Not sure if they're going to continue to extend this on over into far southeastern Kentucky. But if we zoom out, of course, you can still see. If you zoom in, you see obviously the heavy rain, and then you see the polygon that is the severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to go until 3:30 a.m. as well, which includes Leslie County, a portion of Perry County, Letcher County, Harlan County, and then all the way down toward Bell County as well, which again is where that tornado warning is. Hopefully, we do not have a rotating storm within this cell. If they continue to extend the severe thunderstorm warnings or the tornado warnings, we will break back in. But at least for right now, we're going to keep an eye on this. And if it occurs again, or of course, if the tornado warning is extended, we'll break back in and let you know. But for now, we will send it back to programming.
It's time to feed the dogs real food.